Bankwest Stadium, Western Sydney, neutral ground for the All Blacks and Pumas. 402 days since Argentina last played a test. New Zealand coming off their first loss in 2020 and eager to bounce back. The Pumas have been in camp for 3 months and they finally get a chance to lace up the boots in anger. Tri-Nations Rugby on Fox Sports. I'm Andrew Swain and it's a great pleasure to be alongside Andrew Mertens, George Gregan and Rod Kafer. Rod, the All Blacks have shown the ultimate respect to this Pumas side by naming a full-strength side of their own, but the Pumas have got some stars of their own.
They certainly do. The Pumas are an ever-improving rugby nation, been good for many years. Chaparro, Montoya, Cordella up front, world-class in the logs. Guido Betti, Matthias Alemano, the skipper, Matera at 6, Crema, and Rodrigo Bruni at number 8.
And with the backs, it's Andrew Mertens.
Yes, that's right, and a big night for 9 and 10. Kubeli and Sanchez, very experienced players. They're tasked with driving this Argentinian team around the field. Chocobares teaming up with Orlando in the centre, and Wanimov, we know him on the wing, very dangerous player.
And the finishers, they've got a big job ahead of them, and particularly for the 2 men on debut, Santiago Grondona and Lucio Cinti. They get their first test in Pumas colours, and it is a big one for these guys. They're taking on an All Black side that are hurting after last week's loss, and they're rolling out their strongest team, Rod Kafer.
Certainly is. It's a very formidable side, particularly up front. Moody Coles, first start for Lomax, son of Johnny Lomax, great in the locks, of course. Whitelock, Frizzell, Kane, and Artie Sarvea. What a back three.
And talking points in the backs, of course, 10 and 15. It seems to be Ian Foster's preferred combination. Moonga with Bodie Barrett going back to fullback. Geordie Barrett, of course, moves on to the wing. We see Caleb Clark come back in again, and Goodhue and Leonard Brown get a chance to continue their establishing combination in the midfield.
And you want to talk firepower off the bench. The All Blacks have it in spades. Brad Weber gets his second go off the pine this week. And Rico Ioane and Davian McKenzie will come on late, and expect some fireworks from those two. So 24-22 the score last week in favour of the Wallabies. The All Blacks licking their wounds. George Gregan, they will be fired up today.
Yeah, they'll be looking to get back to the style and the tempo they like to impose on teams right from the get-go, being accurate, playing in the right parts of the field and doing all their basics essentially well.
And the Pumas, Andrew Mertens, they've been in isolation for months now. They'll be itching to get out on the field.
Yes, absolutely, and it's hard to gauge them this year as well. And of course, normally we get to see the Jaguares and the Super Rugby, so you know we know a lot of these names, a lot of these experienced players, but there is some young blood coming in as well, and yeah, they'll be absolutely itching to get out there and have a go and try and register their first win over the All Blacks.
Jaguares, they played their last match on March 8th, and that was the last match in anger for a lot of these players as Pablo Matera, the skipper, leads them out. 402 days we saw before since their last test match, and that was at Rugby World Cup 2019 against the USA at Kumagaya.
Yeah, it's been a while between drinks, so to speak, but I tell you what, just looking at their body shapes as they're going out, they're looking really, really fit and looking really, really keen. Saw that during the warm-up, so it's one thing practicing for a long period of time. There's nothing better than getting on the field and putting in the game habits.
They are a very physical team too, as we know. We talk about their scrum, the vaunted scrum for years and years, but they don't shirk anything on defence. Kubeli there, who's going to be tasked with driving these big men around, getting them going over the advantage line. I don't think we'll see too much adventurous initially from them, and I think they might look to put the ball in the air and just try and shut down the All Blacks game, but Kubeli, hugely important for them.
Yeah, and this young man, Santiago Chocobares, he was a player who we've seen midfield, first test playing against the All Blacks. He's going to know what he's up against. He's going to have to back his instincts, and he's got great instincts, a product of the Under-20s program there in Argentina.
Yeah, he was outstanding at the Under-20s World Cup in Argentina last year as Sam Cane leads out the All Blacks to a big roar here at Bankwest Stadium. A lot of black jerseys in the crowd, and they get to see their Chargers here in Western Sydney. And that man, Caleb Clark, Andrew Mertens, he's been an outstanding prospect in his first couple of tests.
Yes, he was a vital part of the All Blacks team that won at Auckland, of course. He was the main go-forward guy, you know, and he was new then. He's now not so much of an unknown danger, but he's a real danger. You've got to get around the legs, down low, get him to ground, because he just stays on his feet. Artie Savia as well, similar. And Richie Mo'unga there, I mean, speaking of feet, he's got the fancy feet, and he'll need them tonight with that ferocious Pumas defence coming at him.
All right, let's get downstairs for the official proceedings here at Bankwest Stadium.
King will now deliver the welcome to country.
Welcome to the lands of the incorporated land of the Jeroboam Local Aboriginal Land Council. And what I'd like to say is Mai Kauka Yamakara, welcome to everyone here into this Ngurrumbung, this camp world, this world here. And what I'd like to say in the local Sydney language, acknowledging Aboriginal people past, present and future, is Wulba Wulba Minya Mundi. There's lots of abundance, food here, Ungawi Kuli Birul, that we sit down with the fire with the Law Star Venus, which is connected with the Seven Sisters. And then who are we here in Western Sydney? We are Mati Mati Wiri, young people, Wankor, teenagers, Kuli Birul Mariam, the adults, Atua Mati, the elders. So, Mai Kauka Yamakara, Ngurrumbung, and welcome to the incorporated land of the Jeroboam Local Aboriginal Land Council. Congratulations.
The Argentinian anthem will now be performed by Victor Valdez.
eternos los laureles que pudimos conseguir, coronados de gloria vivamos, con gloria morir, oh juremos con gloria morir, oh juremos con gloria morir.
God Defend New Zealand will be performed by Maybelle Nullabau.
Stirring renditions of the two anthems. A big Argentinian contingent here in the crowd also, Andrew Mertens.
Yes, and it's a big lead-in for that Argentinian national anthem, isn't it? A long build-up, and then, boom, they're into it, and very much what the Argentinians will be like after kickoff, I suspect, as they line up for the haka.
Yeah, let's see how the Argentinian side respond. The Wallabies had the boomerang. What have the Pumas got? Brilliant stuff from the All Blacks. The Pumas just huddling up now. Kickoff is not far away. Well, George, that certainly would have fired the Pumas up.
Yeah, well, they're looking forward to it, aren't they? They really do play some of their best rugby when they are faced against great competition. That's what you get when you play against the All Blacks. Let's not forget the last time they played. They came within 4 points playing over there in South America. So they'll be up for the challenge. But first test match of 2020, there could be a bit of rust, but there'll be a lot of intent and energy from this lovely, lovely Pumas team.
Yes, and we saw a messy start from the Wallabies and the All Blacks a few weeks back in their first test. So again, it reinforces the idea that perhaps the Argentinians will go to the boot, put some pressure on, putting the ball in the air, try and take the receiver as he gets to ground and smack him, and maybe prefer to play without the ball for a while, just try and shut the All Blacks down and get into the game physically through their defence.
Yep, Argentina have taken on Rugby Australia 15s in 2 warm-up matches. This is their chance for Test rugby. All right, almost set for kickoff. Angus Gardner taking the whistle today. Deputised by Paul Williams and Nick Berry on the touchlines. Ben O'Keefe in the TMO box today. And we're underway at Bankwest Stadium. And it goes straight into the hands of one of the most dangerous men on the field, Caleb Clark. He is put to grass by the Pumas skipper, Matera. Frizzell. The settling carry. Slow ball. Smith told to use it, and Barrett sends it downfield. And back there is Carreras. Sanchez attacking the short side, drops it to Carreras, and he's double teamed. Smashed in the tackle. Tetaj Chaparro on halfway. Kremer. Dangerous in attack. Go out the back to Sanchez. Here's Carreras. Matera along the line. It's batted down by Clark. It's a penalty advantage. First penalty to the Pumas. Looked like they had an overlap there, Rod Kafer.
It's been a feature of Argentinian rugby of recent times, particularly under Mario Ledesma, that ability to come back to the short side and just put the ball through the hands. They run straight lines. They look to pin players, take the man out, and just pass, draw and pass. That's their play. Certainly running the ball back. You know you're going to get hit early on against the All Blacks.
Conditions look good down there, Cave. What are the playing conditions for all the players?
Ground's perfect. Love to be playing out there. Fast track, a little bit of breeze, just swirling, nothing of note.
Montoya with his first throw. Finds Petty at the front. They release Chocobares on debut. Into the 22, go the Pumas. Kremer, wrestled by Artie Severe. Takes him all of his effort to get to deck there. running at the shoulders at the moment, the Pumas. Here's Tetas Chaparro. Just inside the 22.
Good.
Kubeli. Petty. Over the advantage line. And Sanchez in the pocket. Drop goal attempt. It just shaves the right hand upright.
Yeah, touch.
It was touch though.
The charge down, 22.
They just got a finger on it, Andrew Mertens.
Yes, and it just pushed it away to the right, enough to make it miss. But confusion here as the Argentinians are expecting a scrum, thinking that because it came off the All Blacks. But I believe with a charge down, it doesn't count as a deliberate play. So Angus Gardner has called for the 22. Aaron Smith just getting enough of a clip on it there. But it shows that the Argentinians happy to take those 3-point increments today. And Sanchez very, very good both off the tee and out of the hand.
Puma's not happy. As Barrett sends it downfield, and it takes a right-hand turn on Sanchez. Carreras looking for grass.
Stop.
And Mo'unga picks it up off the half volley beautifully. Sends it across to Barrett. Barrett looking for a bit of space and a bit of room to move for Bowden.
Not on the ball.
Smith to Geordie Barrett. Again looking for the space back towards the ruck. Mo'unga. Long ball to Clark. Chocobares just holds on to that ankle for dear life. A rush up on Coles. He spins out of the tackle and takes the ball over halfway. Mo'unga. Moody. Barrett. He's back on the angle.
Yeah, good line there from Frizzell.
But
On the side there for...
coming off his feet. Oh, here we go. They weren't happy. A bit of push and shove. Plenty of feeling. 3 months in isolation will do that to you, Andrew Mertens.
Well, it does it to others. I can't speak from experience myself, but certainly very physical. And Geordie Barrett still getting some treatment on the ground. He brought that ball back into the heavy traffic, got caught in a double tackle, and it was strong, and he's been down ever since.
Yeah, it looked like he was going back inside and maybe found something close to the ruck, but he got hit. But there's a little bit of push and shove. Frizzell, Matera, the captain, comes in and sort of getting used to this, but I don't think there'll be too much coming out of this.
Something happened before then, wasn't it? It was Frizzell having a bit of a go at Kramer.
Have we got anything from Black there, Ben?
We've got 6 white and 6 black having a push at each other, and then everyone's in after that.
Time off. Number 6, captain. Sam and number 6. Yep. Number 6. Don't need you, Sam. Come over, please. Yeah. What we've got is push and shove between you two, okay? So you leave it, please, all right? Don't carry on, okay? Pablo, you're the captain. What we need to see is some leadership from you, okay? What we don't need you to do is come and push players after the whistle, okay?
Okay, I can't see a guy kick in the face of one of my men.
Okay.
It's not respect.
Yeah.
I'm playing for my country.
I understand that,
respect.
but let us deal with it. We don't need you as the captain coming in. Let's show some leadership, okay? Okay, you've got the original penalty, but don't let me reverse it, please.
There you have it from Pablo Matera. I'm playing for my country. They have to have some respect.
Yeah, it's about the respect, but it's also about having the discipline and making sure you're staying cool between the ears. It's very hard, particularly when you haven't played for a while and there's a lot of emotion, and they play with emotion. It's one of their strengths. Just need to tap that foot in the right direction. So well done there from Angus Gardner.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure we needed the lecture, but anyway, it was... For what it's worth, the message has got through, I'm sure, but it was Kramer who at the start had a go at Frizzell on the ground. Frizzell, probably a little bit of a lack of discipline there, pushing Kramer back in the face, and then Matera came in. He's going to stick up for his teammates, of course.
Geordie Barrett copping a heavy shot there from Kramer.
That's behind the kicker.
And this ball is right in the centre of Bankwest Stadium.
Yeah, Sanchez, he tried to move that forward a couple of metres, but it's on the 50.
Chance for first points for Nicolas Sanchez. Flags are up. The Pumas lead 3 points to 0. 5 minutes gone.
It'll settle them down a little bit. They've been very good in the opening exchanges, physical as you expect. They want to play at pace, and that'll settle them down on the scoreboard first.
Barrett goes high with the restart and will drop it right on the 22. Reeled in by the Pumas. And looking to clear. Quick ball for Cabelli, had to rush it, and Sanchez puts it high, finds touch, down towards the 10.
There's a pretty good exit there from Argentina. They move the ball a couple of phases, then put it back, and you can see there's a concerted effort to try and play rugby in the right parts of the field and really make the All Blacks earn.
Coles finds Whitelock, and Mo'unga takes the line on. Quick ball around the corner to Frizzell. Montoya trying to spoil Sevilla. Back centre field, Frizzell bumps off Kubeli. Mo'unga, flat ball again to Coles. I think very flat, the All Blacks at the moment. Mo'unga, Goodhue gets the offload away to Leonard Brown, who gets the arms free and gets it to Kane. Coles, they're scrambling the All Blacks, but settling it now. Caught behind the advantage line, the Pumas defence doing well.
Oh, boys, push back. Push back. Well done.
Lomax, his first test start.
Move, tackler.
Now Barrett looks for the sky. Puts it high and into the sun. This will be a tough one. It comes off Barrett, though. Lands into the hands of Carreras, who panicked and threw the ball straight into touch.
Pardon me. Off blue, Nickers. Off blue.
I think you saw a few of the Argentinian players quite
off the shoulder, mate.
quite urgently asking the referee to have a look to see if Geordie Barrett knocked that forward. It was a really good contestable kick from Bowden to his brother. I'm not too sure where that went on, but anyway, you've got to play the whistle and you've got to be really decisive. Go with your first instincts there, and I think that was an example there of Carreras just thinking, do I kick, do I pass, and then stuck in no man's land.
Drop back.
So as the shadows creep across Bankwest Stadium, the All Blacks with a big chance here. Whitelock brings it down.
And over.
Set up the maul.
Go out now, 6. Good. Stop once.
Moody in control at the back.
Back out, back out. 5, don't change.
Now they get rid of it. Oh, and Aaron Smith had the ball batted out of his hands. It's still with Barrett. Pops it up to Sevilla, who's still on his feet and creeps inside the 5. To Palotsu. Mo'unga flat to Goodhue. Goodhue gets the offload away to Barrett. We're going to come back. The whistle goes.
Stop. Stop.
Still some feeling out there too.
Seems to be a lot of nickel, doesn't there, Andrew Mertens?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
boys, we've got a
I think
forward
the
pass there.
Argentinians will be happy
So no advantage.
with any disruption in
Knocking
the
the ball
game.
out
They
of the
don't
hand.
want the All Blacks to get into their flow, really, and anything that can stop that. At the moment, they're making a good
5
fist
blue.
of it. They're defending well. They're keeping the All Blacks going backwards. We saw with the pressure on
Knocking the ball
Mo'unga,
out of the
just a
hand.
little hand going in there to disrupt Aaron Smith. A little bit silly, right in front of the referee.
Alemano, the culprit that time, and they'll go back to the corner.
Boys, the timing was good on the last one. Same again, please. Wait for them to be on the deck. Don't go to ground. Stay up.
Maul
Stay
defence
up.
was good from the Pumas
Blue onto the
last
line,
time
blue on
round.
the line.
Yeah, we've seen the All Blacks come up with a couple of variations from their line out where they're set up for the drive. We've seen things working around the front or around the back, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Again, they go to Whitelock. He taps it down this time. Smith to Mo'unga. Shifts it along to Goodhue. Centre field. Whitelock working hard around the corner, the big man.
Advantage.
Penalty
Blue
advantage
offside.
for offside. Tuipulotu running the unders line. Back towards the
No
ruck.
advantage.
Couple of penalties now starting to
No. He was on it.
compound things for the
go back.
Pumas.
Number 13, offside.
Just a little bit itchy on the trigger, aren't they, Argentina? But they are making some good hits behind the advantage line, behind the contact line, or on the contact line, obviously. But the one on Sam Whitelock as well, just getting the All Blacks going backwards a little bit.
Yeah, the All Blacks, they're trying to play that ball in hand and keep it up tempo and get in between defenders, but you just see with that rush-up defence from outside and making those initial contact hits, it's really physical out there, isn't it, Rodney Kafer?
And Argentina defended away. They have Thomas Kubeli playing. They know the All Blacks are unlikely to kick a great deal against them. Although the All Blacks have an excellent short kicking game. Thomas Kubeli is defending in the line. They've got as many men as they possibly can, flat and hard. Kubeli's organising things from the base of the rucks, taking the team up, will fill in either side at the rucks, and then will get his men moving forward quickly. The tackling's been excellent so far.
Richie Mo'unga with kicking duties once again, and a gift 3 points for the All Blacks fly half. 3 points apiece, just over 10 gone. And let's look at the coaches. Next to Mario Ledesma, a man that you wouldn't have thought a few months ago would have been in the Pumas coaching box, Michael Checker.
Exactly, but we know what a great history they had coaching the Wallabies together up until the 2015 World Cup, and he's moved on, coaching in South America. But no, they know each other very well. They've got a good coaching partnership, that's for sure.
Sanchez. Another high kick-off, contestable, but well taken by Caleb Clark.
It's great, really good carry.
Takes it centre field. Lomax. Spinning into a couple more metres. Mo'unga down the centre of the field. Sanchez is back there. And he'll go high. Carreras chasing through. Mo'unga takes it beautifully. Moody. Argentina slowing down the All Blacks ball there, but Frizzell, good legs tackle there from the skipper, Matera. Moody running straight at Kubeli, shirt fronts him.
Use now.
Aaron Smith setting up for the box kick.
Shoulder, number 4. Well done. Okay, boys. Wait.
Good pressure there from Thomas Kubeli.
Goes high. Caleb Clark chasing through and takes it beautifully. Another good take in the air from Caleb Clark. They go to the short side, the All Blacks, but the kick's too deep from Mo'unga. Sanchez calls the mark.
Yeah, they saw the chance there on the blind side, the All Blacks. Unfortunately, they were missing Caleb Clark. They did have some good numbers, but the regular left wing wasn't out there. He'd come in and chased that ball, and a great take in midfield from the box kick from Aaron Smith. The All Blacks a couple of times now, Cave, have been targeting Kubeli just off the ruck, haven't they? He's got in and tried to fill that defensive line, as we see Mo'unga. That take again, but Kubeli's had Joe Moody and Shannon Frizzell running into him in the last 5 minutes. They need to plug that a bit, don't they?
Well, he likes it, Kubeli. Doesn't mind the contact at all.
Smith finds Clark in the midfield. Frizzell. A lot of carries.
Offside.
And smart work there from Aaron Smith to draw the penalty.
It's almost a George Gregan special, that one. Just try to find one of the opposition players is offside and drill it into him.
He's just trying to play up tempo, Aaron Smith, like all good nines, Rodney Kafer.
Watch him. He knows full well he's going to get Karema right in the legs and soak the penalty out.
Okay, boys, same again on the
experience of Aaron Smith. Okay, what a player he's been. And Mertz, I think he's actually getting better as he's getting older, if it's possible.
Yeah, he's got a bullet pass. You wouldn't have wanted to take that front on at that height.
Here's Severe with a line-out variation, but it's well read by Bruni.
It's a great tackle. Don't see many people stop Artie Severe one-on-one.
Frizzell. The All Blacks back row really getting through some work.
Don't hold him in there.
Smith just takes a little step out, and Barrett running the angle. Pumas were over it. Well done there from Montoya.
Hey, 14, get out. You have the penalty, okay?
It was Julian Montoya.
Yeah, number
right
2
over the top of that one.
There.
Well, that's just carry on from there. The previous skipper, Augustin Cravey, was wonderful over the ball. Plays like a third or fourth back rower in terms of their ability to be in a strong position and force those turnovers. Exactly what he did for his team, and they needed it. There's a really good line there from Bowden Barrett coming back against the Grainmerks.
Yes, and he unfortunately got himself a little bit isolated from his support, didn't he? And Argentinians very, very quick, and in that wrestle of the tackle, managed to fall back over it and make it very, very hard to get at that ball. And the penalty was forthcoming.
Boys, hold, please.
To be fair, it must be said, like we're going into
who's your
going
receiver?
up to the 15-minute mark of the match, and there's been one handling error from both teams. It's a high-caliber game. The team which hasn't played all year, the Pumas, great start from them.
Set up the drive. The Pumas.
Over, guys.
Toja.
Stop once. Off the head.
And Kubeli wants to go short side. Sets off. Delgi gets caught right on halfway. Inches inside the touchline. Sanchez has to head into scrum half. All Blacks over the ball. Severe's off his feet. Penalty advantage. They get the penalty.
Yeah, you missed it and then went off your feet. Yeah.
Well, Aaron Smith, very encouraging of Savia, who got his hands on the ball very quickly, and I guess just trying to alert the referee to Savia having the rights to the ball. Maybe a little bit hard done by Savia, because I think he had claims to it and then got pushed over.
It's that grey area, isn't it? When you get in that position like Hardy, he's really got to look to pluck it, because as soon as those other members come in, the referee might say it's a rucks form, you've got to get your hands off it. So it's really, really tight. But good communication there from Hardy, saying, I thought I had a really good position, I was on the ball. And that paints a picture for the referee next time they go into that situation.
You can't not hear Aaron Smith screaming at the referee as well with that high-pitched squeal as the Pumas go quickly off the top. Chocobares. Around the corner, Sanchez just getting the wraparound play from Teta Chaparro. Again, intricate play, backline play from the Pumas. Coming back the short side. Carreras. Getting good quick ball. Gomez Corella. Alemano. Petty. Oh, pick and go from Delgi. Thought he spotted some space in behind. Matera charging onto it. And good offload play from the Pumas. Really getting the hands working.
That's a quick ball. All Blacks are struggling to get the defensive lineup set up because of the speed of the ball.
Kremer in the midfield. Coles is over it.
No, you went on the ball there, number 2.
Communication there from Gardner. Matera into the 22. Rolling through the phases here. 14 phases. Kremer juggles it and runs it straight at Moody. Another penalty advantage. Chance to roll the dice here for the Pumas. Little chip ahead. It sits up for Bruni, does it? It sits up for Sanchez! And Nicolas Sanchez will score the first try for the Pumas, and they rush in to celebrate.
Oh, it's fantastic build-up there from the Pumas. They showed great control. They moved the ball both sides of the ruck, right to the extremities. Came from beautiful set piece. They came back on the second phase and did the second wave play with Thomas Kubeli, but they maintained it. And the speed of the ball with a bit of an offload, it made it really, really hard for the All Blacks to get their normal defensive pattern set up, and that's what had happened. And here Sanchez found grass, which you need to do. He knew he could roll the dice because of the advantage. And there you go. Positive attitude results in a try for the Pumas.
Lovely piece of finesse, wasn't it, from Sanchez, going off his wrong foot, going off the left foot with the chip. I think almost, surprising the All Blacks because of that, because he was one step off where you would normally expect him to be kicking with his right foot, even on a chip kick. And then the presence of mind to chase through. Good pressure came from Bruni, chasing it through, one off the shin. Doesn't matter how, it's 5 points, isn't it?
Amazing pickup from Nicolas Sanchez, and the crowd loving it. A lot of support here for the Pumas today as he converts his own try. 10 points to 3, 20 minutes gone.
The ability for the Pumas to generate quick ball is just sapping the All Blacks. They're caught a little bit on their heels. This is just smart play, the triple threat, run, pass, kick. You've got to have the skills to execute when you can. You create opportunities. Sanchez started it, Sanchez finished it.
Had the penalty advantage and rolled the dice, and it came up trumps.
Don't change your line, Argentina.
High restart, juggled by Boon-Me, who
Okay,
hit
boys,
that ball through for Sanchez.
Okay, leave it two.
Really shinned it through, didn't he?
Push back.
Efficient exit from Argentina. They put it into touch.
Yep.
All Blacks want to play quickly. Barrett, Clark, winding up. Charging back at the defence. Barrett, Mo'unga, that second receiver using that footwork, but it's been fumbled by Tuipulotu. It was a hard pickup for the big lock. Now the Pumas get a chance to chip ahead. Will it sit up again? It doesn't this time, and Beauden Barrett flies through and
Incredible
picks it up off the bootlaces. The ball sticking in the hand, but it sits in there for Cabelli. Now it squirts out the side. And now the Pumas in possession. Frenetic football as Kremer takes it over halfway and settles things down. Carreras, again, using the footwork.
Well done, missed it.
Petty. Again, quick ball, but Kubeli opting to slow things down. Tetaj Chaparro.
Okay, 2 and 4 hold.
Shifted out to far left wing. Orlando, the long place, but
Reversing the penalty. Okay.
let's have a listen.
I'll just explain that one. The original penalty was for entry by the Argentinian player. Yeah. And then your number 2 slapped him in the face. So I'm reversing it, okay? And I'm putting you 2 on a warning. I don't want to see any more of that in this game. Go and have a word to him, please. Completely unacceptable. Reversing the penalty.
That's a good call from Angus Gardner. Frizzell got away with a slap in the face before. There's been that many slaps out here. It's unbelievable. Finally.
Did you get a number on the entry for blue, Paulie?
His marching orders there. Wasn't much in it. And then there's the double, the follow-up.
8 was the original entry. Okay, and then I've reversed it, okay? So number 8 was the original one. Okay.
Angus Gardner was right there as well. Johnny on the spot as Bruni took a...
It's just here, mate. Just here on the edge of the...
Slap to the face by Dane Coles.
Well, he's feisty, Coles, isn't he? And he really gets amongst it. And, you know, all the All Blacks will be asking for is consistency, because I'm sure that the Pumas aren't lily white at the moment either. There's plenty of little niggle. While the Pumas are going forward, they're going to get the rub of the refereeing green as well. They've been physical, and that's what tends to happen in a physical game like this.
There's always a lot of feeling, and there's always a lot of push and shove, and when they're on the front foot, they're going to continue to play this way. They play at a high emotive state. Sometimes you can go to the tipping point, but they're right on the cusp of playing to their edge, and that's really, really important for them. But as this game proceeds and as it gets more into fatigue, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
We talk about the French team being a team that when they play with their tails up, anything can happen. And Argentina almost more so, that the blood starts pumping and they get passionate. The supporters have got in and started singing, and things happen for them.
Sanchez to open up a 10-point lead. Strikes it well. It just heads out to the right, so score remains 10 points to 3. Argentina on top.
It's been a really impressive first quarter by the Argentinians in all aspects. Game management, really good defence. They've looked really proficient and accurate in their attack. And as we said earlier, just see how this game progresses, but the start's been very, very promising.
Barrett sends it long, and now Carreras puts it high. A reply, and it'll be a penalty to Argentina. Carreras was taken in the air after the kick late.
You see, I don't think this is a penalty. I think it's. I don't think Geordie Barrett's changed his position. He's gone to put pressure on. The kick goes up, and he just holds. He can't pull out of that. He's jumped in the air. he lands.
No arms.
Yeah, I just think that's a really tough call.
I
Jordie
think
Barrett.
I think it's a ridiculous decision, and I think where's the replay now on the big screen that Angus Gardner can maybe have a look at? That's absurd.
Well, Angus Gardner is saying no arms, so I don't think he's saying necessarily late, but Jordie Barrett was bracing.
It wasn't even a tackle. He stopped. I mean, you may as well get cut at us for attacking Jordie Barrett.
He's gone up with the charge down, looking for the charge down potentially. Brings his arms down, looking for it. And
So he's missed the charge
wrong
down,
call.
so he's not in a realistic position to charge it down, and then he's carried on through the player, okay?
This is rubbish.
So listen now, it's a discipline issue. We've had 2 slap in the face late there as well. We've got to tidy it up now, please, okay?
This game's got everything, Bert. Slaps in the face, all sorts of action.
Shoulder charges came as well.
The odd shoulder charge.
I'd like to see Gardner tidy up his game too, though, to be fair.
Oh, hey, come on.
Preaching to everyone.
You're a Kiwi, though, Mert, aren't you? The All Blacks never do anything wrong.
We're always objective, you know.
Yeah, of course, but.
So now Sanchez is getting a reception here at Bankwest Stadium. About 10 metres better infield for him this time around. Strikes it, flags go up. That's a 10-point lead to Argentina.
And that's the reason why he's the highest point scorer for the Pumas. He doesn't miss too many, and I think he scored nearly 130 points against the All Blacks. A really good kicker, Mertz.
Yes, and it was an uncharacteristic miss, the last one, wasn't it? The ball just swung kind of the wrong way. I was curious as to whether there's a breath of wind out there. I hadn't thought so, but that's a lot more like it from Sanchez.
Barrett goes short this time. Carreras in the midfield. It's tapped back by the All Blacks. Well played from New Zealand as Goodhue runs it back on the angle.
Yeah, really good carry there from Goodhue.
Whitelock in centre field. Smith, quick ball to Mo'unga. Is Barrett, Jordie Barrett. Whitelock.
Getting through a mountain of work, Sam Whitelock.
Quick hands from Mo'unga, and Kane charging on and making 5 metres. Frizzell. Matera's over the top and turns it over. That is some enthusiasm at the breakdown from the Pumas skipper, and now Delgi just looking for the hole to open up in front. Sanchez has to shift it along to Matera. Matera has to check his run, and now they'll look to clear. No, they won't. They'll keep playing. That's what it's all about. Gomez Codella.
Okay, use it now. No, no.
Belly.
No. Wait, guys.
A bit of assistance from the Argentina back row, giving him some room for the box kick.
Good kick chase here from Argentina. It needs to be.
And looking for the torpedo bomb was Jordie Barrett, and it's a floater. That's hard. That is hard to take in, and Carreras has to rush the kick.
Merch, you're a fantastic kicker. That was an intentional floater. He held that like on a sort of reverse torque and just popped it up, and that ball moved late, really deceptively.
Yes, you've got to try and hit it ugly, and you know, a lot of times I'm sure I hit it ugly and unintentional, but that was fully intentional from Jordie Barrett.
Mo'unga, Goodhue charging, crash ball.
Anton Brown was just taken off the ball. I wonder if they'll go back to that.
And
Frizzell
off his feet. Penalty to the Pumas. The pressure valve just keeps getting let off.
A little bit of frustration, I think, showing with the All Blacks too at the moment. They're stringing together 3 or 4 good phases, Kaif, aren't they? Going forward, looking good, looking like they've got numbers, and it just takes that one where Matera gets over the ball, or they make a massive hit, isn't it? And it just changes the whole complexion of it.
Playing now with pace, the All Blacks, they realise they're in a game.
15 blue for a head check.
They're probably going to get the penalty if they go back, because there's no doubt Anton Leonard-Brown was taken out. But there is a pace to the game. The All Blacks have recognised, hey, we've been a little bit slow. We're 30 minutes into this game almost, and we haven't fired a shot yet. It's been Argentina doing all the work. The All Black discipline's let them down. Things will change quickly for the All Blacks. They're going to have to.
So Carreras getting pulled off the field here for an HIA.
At line-out time.
This Gardner called it. Let's have a listen.
Across, okay? You run the risk, okay? If you get thrown across, okay? You miss the... Do you understand? Like, in the line-out, like, if you get thrown across, so you need to be careful about getting thrown across here, please.
So Carreras leaving the field for a head injury assessment. The call came from Angus Gardner. So coming onto the field is Santiago Cordero.
Yeah, I know, you need to jump straight. There was no effect because you didn't touch anyone.
26-year-old.
But if you impact New Zealand,
experienced with 35 Pumas caps.
Yeah, and incredible footwork too. Another person who's come through their sevens program. They actually use that as a real nursery to bring on some of their, particularly back three and inside backs. And he's a person who is extremely dangerous if you give him space and time on a poor kick.
Tell you what, we've seen some claret this afternoon already. Both Chocobares and Orlando being patched up in the midfield.
Great skills there.
Wow.
Geordie.
Well done from Geordie Barrett to keep the ball in the field of play, but it'll be the Pumas running it back. And Cordero gets his first touch. And the ball finds no one. Chaparro has to go back and pick it up.
You tackled the halfback, mate.
Artie Severe, and it's Kubeli up the middle of the field. He's got Bruni with him. Bruni into the 22, gives it to the speedster, and he's brought down just short.
Great tackle from Aaron Smith, desperation.
Imhoff was brought down a metre short. Pumas on the attack.
Stay on.
And managed to hold on to the ball. Alemano getting it back against traffic. Gomez Cordella goes blindside. Kubeli directing traffic. Kremer driving. Quick ball for Matera, the skipper. Did he get it down? He's held up.
Richie Mo'unga twice. It's Mo'unga in number 10 there who's got underneath and stopped that ball from going to ground. It was Richie Mo'unga screaming for that corner, and he made Imhoff turn in, which allowed Aaron Smith to make that try-saving tackle just before. Two big plays.
Boys, let's go, please, Argentina.
He did something similar against the Wallabies as well, with someone close to the line, being able to get his body in there or his leg underneath and then hold in to keep the ball from being planted across the try line. So really desperate defence. Sometimes we talk about having good structure in your defence, but when you get breached, it's your scramble defence. And that was wonderful scramble defence. As we see here, it's a good shot, and then he gets his body underneath the ball. He basically does a little crocodile roll and just squeezes into him and says, you're not getting that ball down.
So now Anton Leonard-Brown sent off the field for HIA. So Rico Ioane comes onto the field and will have to do some work in defence. What about the break up the middle of the field from Kubeli? In fact, I think it was Bruni who was supporting him as well, Mertz.
It was, and he got a good pass away as well. But look, there's Richie Mo'unga coming to the screen. He's made Imhoff turn back in, and what a tackle from Aaron Smith, tracking back all the way. He had to sprint 40, 50 metres there from that break at the ruck. And the All Blacks have really dodged one there, I think, George.
Yeah, and that's the work off the ball. You always talk about. Sometimes there's not a stat for that, but he really worked hard for his team there and saved a dangerous situation.
Crouch!
Klein Imhoff, first test since 2015 Rugby World Cup.
Set!
Kubeli feeds the scrum, and they get the penalty advantage. It's there for Bruni. They have the penalty advantage.
Stop.
It's going to be card.
Yep. You're from the side. You're from the side, so no advantage, boys, at the scrum time. Oh. Number one, dropping bind and going across.
Cave, what do you do here? I think
number one, black, dropping bind and across.
It's a really tough call because you play the All Blacks, you always love to take points, and I'd love to take points as well. But geez, there was a great scrum, and you just felt like there was an opportunity there for Argentina, but we know the All Blacks are a tremendous scrum. They would have come back.
You definitely take the points. I get that, but I just, sometimes with the gut feeling, you just have a sense that the All Blacks they're a little bit rattled, a little bit on the back foot, and if you put them under pressure again here, maybe that's a chance, because you need to score points against this All Blacks team, and that's what they're doing here. And we know what Sanchez is like in terms of his ability to get it between the sticks, but it was a big moment.
Yes, another couple of scrum penalties, and Angus Gardner was reaching for his pocket, wasn't he? And I wondered even then if the subsequent infringement after the scrum might have been judged to be, affecting the chances of a try. So they're on fairly dangerous ground, the All Blacks.
Nicolas Sanchez, that one is over the black dot. 16 plays 3. With 8 minutes till half-time. The Pumas leading the All Blacks here at Bankwest Stadium in Western Sydney. Only the second time these two sides have played at a neutral venue.
It's a pretty great start. I was there at 2015 when they played at Wembley in front of nearly 100,000 people, and the atmosphere was amazing.
Short kick off again. Caleb Clark loses it forward. Call came from Nick Berry.
Whistle.
Yeah, good spot, and he's very good in the air, isn't he, Caleb Clark? Almost got his claws onto that one, but just enough to knock it on.
Just keep your bind, okay? Just keep your bind up, please. Yep, boys, here's the mark.
Yeah, it's really good technique there, wasn't it, Andrew, in terms of turning his body, looking to push that ball if he doesn't catch it back to his team. But just unfortunately went forward from an All Blacks perspective.
Well, he's up against Alamano, who's you know, obviously a lock, a big man, but the advantage that Caleb Clark has coming on with speed and being able to get up in the air, incredibly athletic. And we've already seen him take a couple of AFL-style takes over this series. He was close to another one.
I dare say, looking at those quads and calves and everything, he's got a pretty good vertical jump on him, Andrew.
Crouch! Stand up. Boys, far side. No, listen. Boys, yeah, just don't want to carry on the far side, okay? Wait till I call bind, okay? Wait till I call bind. Yep. Yeah.
We always talk about this time, Rodney Kafer, in terms of that 5-minute period just before half-time with the All Blacks. Pretty critical time in any test match, particularly when you're about 13 points behind, which I wouldn't have expected.
They'd love to have another big scrum here. Argentina try to generate a penalty if they can. I don't see the All Blacks too often going backwards. I'll be surprised if they go backwards on this one.
Set! Still! It's gone. Yeah, please. Go. What's up? What's up, mate? Height? Height. Okay. Okay. Bez, can you have a look at this side? Make sure they stay square. Binds stay up. Boys, on this side, I need the shoulder height up, okay? You're both going to floor, shoulder height up.
When your head coach is Mario Ledesma, I can almost guarantee there's one thing your side will be able to do, and that is scrummage. One of the greatest scrum coaches, 4 World Cups for Argentina as a hooker. He's seen plenty of dark spots, Mario.
Set! Still! Get it in, get it in. Good.
Oh, Cabelli throws it out of the back of the hand, and Sanchez puts it over the top of Clark, finds grass.
Good.
Really smart kick there from Sanchez.
Takes a leg break infield, and Barrett puts it into touch over halfway. Fantastic reply.
Good management, Bez.
So what do you expect to see here from the All Blacks, Andrew, off this line out?
Well, they need the ball, don't they?
They need the ball.
They've got to contest this. They've got to get some ball, because we haven't seen them in the last 20 minutes have too much up this end, have we?
Wait, hey, stop!
Argentinians dictating pace.
And fumbled at the front of the line out. So it'll be a scrum to the All Blacks.
Yeah, great pressure there from Tuipulotu.
In 15.
Really, really good to get up in front of his man and make that a really difficult line-out catch for the Argentinians. And here's an opportunity for the All Blacks just prior to half-time.
He had to move forward. Big Paddy Tubes there, didn't he? Got that big mitt just in front.
Thank you.
The Argentinian jumpers, and enough to give the All Blacks a bit of a sniff. They will want to score some points. always do, obviously, but particularly with a scoreline like this going into half-time, they want to go in with their tails at least half up.
Yeah, an opportunity to go past those three phases you mentioned earlier, Mertz, in terms of their ability to get that rhythm and get that speed, get in between defenders. It's something I'd like to take into this half-time break.
On the far side. The largest lead at half-time the Argentinians have taken against the All Blacks was 2 points, and that was back in 2001. So they've got that covered.
Crouch! That was in Buenos Aires, and the All Blacks had to rely on a Scott Robertson try, I think, in the corner to get out of that one, and it would have been a huge celebration in Buenos Aires.
Good. Keep it up.
Scrum getting messy. Severe goes short side. Back to Severe. Chopped in the tackle. Bruni.
No, whistle, whistle.
Alamano gives Severe a almighty shove into the deck. Still carrying on here.
Penalty will be against Kremer here, scrummaging, dropping his bind and charging into the
angle. Just have a
All
look
Black
at
prop.
where Seven came from there, mate. That's why we've got a little bit of time. Okay, march back on the 10, boys.
But messy at the back, wasn't it? And the All Blacks had to go with the way the scrum screwed at the back there. Aaron Smith, he didn't have Caleb Clark on his outside, and they were risking getting isolated there, Artie Savia, so it'll be a little fortuitous that it came back for the penalty.
Yeah, you both boys are into it, okay? Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I understand that.
It's good captain there from Sam Kane, just pointing out there's been a lot of push and shove, and it's going both ways. There's plenty at stake going into half-time, and we know that's not going to slow down in the second half, Andrew.
Well, they're establishing quite a close relationship, aren't they, Kramer and Shannon Frizzell?
This one doesn't find touch. It goes dead in goal. So another let-off for the Pumas.
I need you to calm down as well, okay?
Kremer just getting a talking to, but it'll be Pumas ball here with less than a minute to half-time.
You reckon he said when Angus Gardner said, I need you to calm down, he said, sure, of course I'm going to. It's the middle of a test match.
Uncharacteristic mistake there from Richie Mo'unga. And we're very accurate with those kicks, so it's amazing what a little bit of pressure can do.
They can't wait to get into half-time, the All Blacks. Ian Foster would be just licking his lips, hoping there's no more damage, or if they can peg one back. You're going to get a stern talking to.
Okay, boys, wait for the call, wait for the bind.
Right, just a bit of gamesmanship here as the clock ticks towards half-time. Little stumble there from Montoya. Siren sounds at Bankwest Stadium. 13-point lead to the Pumas.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Still. Hold.
Cabelli puts it into touch. Their biggest half-time lead ever against the All Blacks. The Pumas in front here at Bankwest Stadium. They lead New Zealand 16 points to 3. The Pumas leading the All Blacks here at Bankwest Stadium in Western Sydney, and it's been a boil-over in the first half, Andrew Mertens.
Yes, absolutely, and they've looked in control. They've looked in control of their own play, their own possession. They've really pinned it on the All Blacks physically and aggressively, and they've got the All Blacks a little bit rattled at times, and they've really made the most of every chance they've had.
And for a team that hasn't played now over 400 days, they're showing no rust. I think there's been 3 handling errors throughout the entire match, one of those on the Argentinian side. So they're looking really, really efficient, really, really accurate, and they look really fit and strong. So I'm really impressed by that first 40 minutes. But they'll need to go on with it, because you know there's going to be a response from this All Black team who will not have put in another 40-minute performance like that in terms of just being a little bit accurate, and also the word discipline comes in.
I was going to say discipline. Is that what Ian Foster's focusing on at half-time?
Well, I think so. I was looking with Andrew earlier during the break. 8 penalties against the All Blacks, 4 against the Argentinians. So that's very uncharacteristic. So if they tidy that up, that changes a bit of momentum, doesn't it?
And it boils over into other aspects as well, because we saw it a little bit last week against the Wallabies. The accuracy on defence goes away. You know, they start trying to make the big hits and then fall off tackles and lose their accuracy there, which just allows Argentina to get the go forward that they require.
And they're a side that thrives on when that pressure valve comes off, Mertz.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, they just don't, I don't think they feel in control of the game at the moment. And so there is frustration, and they've got to be really, really careful here. They've got to stick to the task and, you know, do things accurately and properly. And we were talking, you know, about the attacking line. Maybe they had numbers at times they could have stretched the Argentinians. You don't want to go too lateral too early, George, do you? But there was some space there that the All Blacks, rather than around the fringes, may have looked to attack a little bit wider out.
Yeah, and identifying that space is something the All Blacks are renowned for. Beat through the kick, beat through the run, beat through the pass. And that's something which I'm sure they'll be rectifying and looking at adjusting in this second 40 minutes.
Well, one of the stars of the first half for the Pumas was their fly half, Rod Kafer.
Nicolas Sanchez, you know what, he plays a little bit differently in terms of how Argentina manage their attack. He touches the ball more often, takes a lot of pressure off his 9, wants the ball, wants to be a receiver, wants to distribute, doesn't mind running at the line. He's not the biggest of guys, likes to run up the line. We know he's a tremendously smooth goal kicker. And this is the triple threat. He's got the run, he's got a passing game, and he's got this little and big kicking game. He can hurt you just about anywhere he likes. He's had a tremendous first half. Can he keep his composure in the second half? That's always been the thing for this Argentinian side. Stay composed, and they're a good chance to win it.
Is he the key for the Pumas to hold on in this second half?
I think he is, along with Kubeli, the orchestrators, you know, and they're getting guys moving. They've got runners coming off them. Even when the shape of the game breaks down, they're the ones who are touching the ball several times, offloading to guys like Matera, to guys like Boon-Me, the big hitters.
Yeah, and also adjusting the tempo, isn't it? Like when they've got down really close to the All Blacks line, they've slowed it down, set it up, so they could be playing nearby, so they could rumble over the line, or they could play out to the back when it's on. So that's what they need to continue to do. They need to score more points against this All Black team.
And the All Blacks to shut down Kubeli and Sanchez, what do they have to do?
Yeah, well, I think they're just going to have to make that breakdown a little bit more difficult, because the speed of the ball, particularly in probably that midsection, was really, really efficient and so good from the Argentinians. That makes it really hard for you to set your defence. Once you set the defence, make those collisions, win the battle at the breakdown, win that second man in, which I think they'll look to do, then that creates pressure for the 9s and 10s, doesn't it?
I think the All Blacks need to cut off the supply line too. They want to get the ball. It's not often they get shaded in possession against Argentina or against any team for that matter.
40 minutes for the Pumas to create some history here at Bankwest Stadium. They lead the All Blacks 16 points to 3. Points to 3, the Pumas leading the All Blacks. Stern words in the sheds for the New Zealanders at half-time, no doubt. And all set for kick-off here in the second half. Shadow is all the way across Bankwest Stadium. Wait! Barrett taking his time with the kick-off here. And he sends it deep. Rooney underneath it. The big number 8 winds up and bowls over Geordie Barrett. Back short side. Kubeli.
Still inside.
More niggle at the breakdown from Dane Coles to his opposite number as Kubeli goes high into touch.
That's a great clearance there from Thomas Kubeli. Not much angle. Had to hook it over his left shoulder. He carved off, over the halfway. Really good clearance. They've been very efficient, not wasting too much energy and getting the ball closer to the All Blacks line.
Whitelock taps it down for Smith, flat to Mo'unga. Goodhue running the crash ball angle and well taken in defence. Frizzell over the advantage line. A bit more energy in this All Blacks attack now. Sevilla. Oh, well tackled there by Kremer behind the advantage line. Come back short side. Thrown out of the back of the hand from Barrett to Clark. A few tricky skills there from the All Blacks. It's Tui Pelotu. The ball's been ripped out with his grasp, though. And it's there for Delgi. Now they come down this near touchline through Imhoff. Kubeli there for the quick ball. Gomez Godella.
No hands.
Sticking in the tram tracks. Matera. Draw and pass to Chocobares. Cordella again. Gomez Cordella. But clean out comes from the side.
Number 1 blue.
Yeah, that was
number 1 blue side entry.
That was probably forced that number 1's desperate entry because of the wonderful position Sam Koenig will see it. Not on this short ball, but again.
And Mwanga was smashed by Bruni as he got rid of it.
Yeah, they got great ball from the line out on attack there, didn't they? Beautiful pass from Aaron Smith, and maybe next time they'll look to pass out the back to Geordie Barrett. Looked like he was in a gap, but you know, they've brought some viv to their game in the first few minutes, but they desperately need reward from their efforts,
guys,
the All Blacks.
What's your jump in the air, okay?
Knowles goes deep to Frizzell. Mwanga again flat at the line, but Barrett fumbles it. And it'll be a scrum in the midfield. Rod Kafer, it's just not happening for the All Blacks at the moment.
Oh, that was sloppy. I can't recall seeing something so simple as that little play being butchered so poorly by the All Blacks ever in my life. That's just winger one, Mertz. We used to call that whatever you like. Inside centre over the top, blind winger round the back. It's something you do in the under-10s.
Well, it's exactly what we mentioned about the last line out. They went straight to the variation where Geordie Barrett had the hole, but it didn't look like he was expecting the ball there, Rod, did it? And as you say, very unusual for the All Blacks to make those basic mistakes. We've become used to them just doing that like clockwork.
Square on the
We
far
definitely
side.
expected him
Wait
to
for the
catch
call,
that.
boys.
Like running that line, they've been setting up, they've been playing the short out the back, but anyway.
Sanchez pulling the strings for the Pumas at the moment.
I guess that's what also comes from the defence, you know, Geordie Barrett. Just one quick look up to look where these big Argentinian defenders, these big physical guys are, and that's a result of their defence, and there's a result for their strong scrum.
The valve comes off once again.
Pancaked out. Number 1 pancaked out.
And Joe Moody, the culprit that time, at scrum time. You heard Angus Gardner say he pancaked out.
There's real power in the Pumas game, and I guess 3 months in isolation, spending all of your time in the gym, you have a look at the body shapes of the guys. They've certainly been working out hard. Their power game is working very well against the All Blacks. They're managing to keep them behind the gain line. Their defence is excellent. Their scrum is very good. Their pace is also up. And they're beating the All Blacks in every asset at the moment.
It's one up high by Petty. A good drive on. Montoya well in control here. Sliding back. It's still the same maul. Holding on to Kremer. And they're thumping upfield here, the Pumas. Great front foot ball. Chocobares sends it along to Orlando. They have another advantage. Another chance to roll the dice here. And Carreras runs it a hole. Gets the wraparound play from Sanchez, stepping back in field. Kremer in support. Severe over the top. It's quick ball, Carreras. Bounce pass out to Matera. They've got numbers in the tram tracks. Bruni.
Great tackle from Geordie Barrett.
Using the extremes of the field. Petty. Getting a quick ball, Matera. Bruni. They're finding space in behind here. It sits up. We're going to go back for the penalty, though. Long advantage.
That was such an impressive piece of play there, Rodney Kafer, by the Pumas in terms of controlling tempo, working both sides of the ruck with Thomas Cubelli, lots of pressure exerted on the All Black defence.
And they're just finding ways to get across the gain line. They look to go short and then will push the ball a little bit wider. Players coming from depth, as we said early in the game, they do like that little short side play, square power running, just hands, catch and pass. Rugby's a simple game when played well like this.
Did you just press play on the tape for Argentinian support, Kaif, or is that the crowd starting to liven up?
Oh, they're excited. Our Argentinian friends in the crowd. Kiwis are going a little bit dark, Mertz.
We're always dressed fairly sombre, aren't we, in terms of our support? But yeah, certainly quiet, and the Argentinians in good voice. There are a lot of shirts have come off. Unfortunately, probably only 50% of the supporters, though, but they're being waved around above the heads now, too.
Well, it's a warm day here in Sydney. Lids off for the supporters. Sanchez with a chance to extend that lead.
It's an important kick, a really important kick. It takes it out. So, well, it's already a three-score game, but it really just puts more scoreboard pressure on the All Blacks to really pick up their accuracy in their game.
And just adjusting his kick there, Sanchez, having another look now. Using every second available to him. Sanchez to extend the lead. Hits it well. It's over. It's now a three-score ball game. 19 points to 3. Argentina leading New Zealand here in Bankwest Stadium. Incredible game played by this Pumas side so far. Well-drilled, well-oiled machine. Again, the short kickoff works for the All Blacks.
Well done from Geordie Barrett in the air. Good aerial skills.
Mo'unga chips it in behind. Sanchez is coming across, loses his footing. And Carreras has to tidy up.
Hold there.
The bounce of the rugby ball. Really playing havoc today from both sides.
Okay, stop.
Cody Taylor on the field now.
No.
Cubelli finds touch up over the 22.
Great pressure from Sam Whitelock. Smart kick there from Richie Mo'unga.
Black subs.
It's a hard one to do that just lands on the 10 metres straight ahead. You've almost got to miss-kick it deliberately. So it was absolutely perfect. And of course, with the height and the speed and the ball skills of Geordie Barrett, it was, you know, it's a no-brainer in terms of an option. He did it well.
So Rico Ioane on the field and Hoskins Satutu as well. Bit of edge, and that one's been picked off by the Pumas.
Okay, still
a
inside.
line-out win.
Inside.
Against the throw. Huge moments for this Pumas side. They're adding up at the moment. 19-3 they lead.
Okay, leave it now. Leave it, you two. Number 8.
And Carreras gets rid of it.
Stop.
And finds touch up towards halfway. Ioane will look to play on quickly. They're lifting the tempo, this All Blacks team. Here's Clark.
Opportunity here for the All Blacks.
Clark straightens and runs straight into a wall of Pumas jerseys. Whitelock. Offload doesn't find the hands of an All Blacks player. And Montoya dives on it. And Petty runs away with it now. Carreras. Elusive running from the fullback.
It's another tackle from Sam Whitelock. Wow.
Again, it's the side entry, though, from the Pumas.
Number 1
Sam
again.
Whitelock there, Rodney Kaif, putting about 3 tackles in the space of about 30 seconds.
Yeah, you take
an agile player
Thank you,
for a big man. Sam
1.
Whitelock works incredibly hard off the ball. Excellent line-out skills. Tremendous defender. It's a great tackle on a small man. Got his body height down. He's 6'6". Has to get down low to make the tackles. The All Blacks get an opportunity to drive deep into Puma territory.
Yeah.
They just lost their last line out to a competing Argentinian side. So will they go to their man again? Sam White, like just been talking about him, just made all the tackles.
And Sevilla wins that one at the front, uncontested. Guido Petti, the Argentinian lock, is the best line-out merchant in World Rugby. Was for Super Rugby in the Jaguares team. As the All Blacks drive forward. Moody now has it. And penalty advantage. They dropped it cold there, the All Blacks, but it's play on. Yeah.
Number 7.
Whistle goes. Kremer.
Number 7, side entry at the maul.
Well, this is an interesting decision, isn't it? I mean, 3 points takes them back within 2 converted tries. However, the opportunities down this end have been few and far between, and as we see, Mo'unga wants to have a go from the line out.
Backing themselves, the All Blacks, Griggs.
Yeah, they have to back themselves. I get that. Traditionally, you'd see them go to the post, but it's one of those matches where you just get a gut feel they need to get over the line, and then that's going to help them find their momentum again, because this has been a really spirited performance from...
A quick little trick play there from the All Blacks, and they get the shove on there over the line. It's a try. There is the hit back for New Zealand, and the captain gets up with it.
Yeah, well earned there from Sam Cane. They took the space at the front and just dynamically moved that forward, didn't they, Roddy Kafer?
Nice little offset play there. Go to the standing man on the ground. Adi Savia, forward pack joins in. Something you work hard at training. Doesn't need to get in the air. They just start moving early. The All Blacks get the momentum. Can't be stopped around the front, particularly with the winger defending at the front of the line-out for the Boomers.
2 line-outs in a row for Adi Savia at the front. They've had to adapt, the All Blacks, because Argentina has shown an ability to both compete and also to stop that maul, even when they have been competing in the line-out. So they've gone to the front, they've got a quick drive on just to get the Argentinians on the hop a little bit, and they did catch them, and this was a much-needed try for the All Blacks.
So Mo'unga looking to add the extras. Tough kick. Hot conditions here in Sydney. Strikes it beautifully. Never looked like missing. 19 plays 10. 54 minutes gone.
It's game on now. It's 26 minutes to go, and this is a period of the game where we said it at halftime that the Pumas need to keep going because there's going to be a response from the All Blacks. Is that the first of a response? We know this All Black team can put 17, 20 points on you within a short period of time. So it's really important that the Pumas respond to this challenge, which has just been put forward to them by this All Blacks team.
Santiago Grondona on the field on his test debut. Deep kick-off, and Barrett's caught. The Pumas chase is good, but All Blacks secure the ball.
And use.
Rick Smith being told to use it. Goes deep with the touch finder.
That's a fantastic kick as well. Thomas Scabelli and obviously Aaron Smith have been on a bit of a kicking show in terms of what halves do. They've done the traditional box kick. That's a hook over your left shoulder, and he's carved it over the halfway. Really smart kick.
Hit it low too, didn't he? Knocked down 6-iron. A little bit of a draw. Beautiful kick.
Masters week, Mertz.
Yeah, Tiger with the stinger.
Been watching a bit of golf, no doubt. So Montoya with the throw. Just Puma's side of halfway. Petty hands it down nicely.
Through the middle.
Rondona.
No problem. Stop once. Got to use now. Wait,
Belly
winger.
being told to use it.
Winger. Good.
Goes long. Clark is back there, calls for the mark.
Hold Argentina. Thomas. No, stop. Stop.
Now Clark. That one slides off the side of the boot. Probably not his best. Chance for the Pumas.
A bit bemused with that one. I mean, I wasn't sure whether it needed the mark for starters because it actually only brought the Argentinians up to 10 metres, but not a renowned kicker. Cave might have been one to look for a Barrett or a Mo'unga to clear for him, yeah?
We can't have a meeting.
I think he did and then got spooked. Thomas Scabelli was almost off, trying to charge him down. saying, well, he's moved off the mark. Quite within his rights.
They go very deep this time, Argentina, and Petty is sacked at the back, but it's still there for the Pumas. Matera running into a hole. Bounces the pass. Penalty right in front.
Sam Cane doesn't look good.
Offside. Yep. No advantage.
Both skippers on the deck at the moment.
Number 10, Paul. Yep, number 10.
Cane and Matera.
Yeah, shot.
I don't breed them any tougher than Sam Cane, Andrew Mertens.
No,
From the next ruck.
he's had a number of issues over the years, just the way he puts his body in harm's way, around the neck, around the head and shoulders, so hopefully not too serious, but it's obviously bad enough to bring him off. Angus Gardner penalising Richie Mo'unga there. Wondered if it had anything to do with the line out. As soon as the ball, of course, gets thrown across the 15-metre line,
Can come up.
line out's over and the defences can come up, but obviously catching Mo'unga for just being a little too eager.
Oh, the two captains clashing there, and Cane coming off second best. Matera bounced Cane off that time. He had black jerseys all over him.
I think, Patrick Tuipulotu just got a good shot. He's been very, very busy today for the All Blacks as well. And that physical, tough stuff.
So Sanchez from right in front. He has scored all 22 of Argentina's points, the most points by a player in a match for the Pumas against the All Blacks.
Do they dare to believe Argentina? They have to keep playing. You can never shut the All Blacks ever out of a game. You've got to keep scoring points every time you get in their half. The penalties will keep doing it for them.
If there's a side that plays with pride and belief, it's the Pumas. High kick-off again. Petty underneath it. And brings it down safely. Belly still directing traffic out there.
Okay, fully bound, Argentina, fully bound. Well done.
Belly goes deep. Mo'unga is back there. Barrett. He goes to the skies. Sanchez and Carreras. Carreras takes it wonderfully and then throws the ball around the corner to Orlando, who sets off. Alemano. And Sanchez looking for territory now. Beautiful kick. It sits up for Mo'unga, though. This is danger.
It is.
Picked up, though, by Delgi.
Good chase there from Richie Mo'unga.
Pumas have to hair back and support Bautista Delgi. Bremer. Oh, it's physical out there, isn't it? It is so physical out there. The strength from both these sides on show.
Wait.
Kubeli once again goes high. Chase this time, not so great. Barrett with a chance to run it back. One up top, one below. They have numbers, the All Blacks, on the short side, though. Leonard Brown. Well scrambled in defence there from the Pumas. Oh, charging onto it is Nepo Lalala.
Well done, 3.
Smith now going to return the favour out of the box.
Okay, don't change, Argentina.
And this one is close to the touchline. Sanchez collared by Leonard Brown. And they win the penalty, the All Blacks. The pressure starting to come from the men in black.
There was such a well-weighted box hit there from Aaron Smith, just outside the 22. Sanchez couldn't call mark. Then the man arriving makes the tackle and forces that turnover. Really smart play. They're identifying where the space is, and here they come.
A great chase from Leonard Brown and Mo'unga, wasn't it? The idea was clearly to get that ball as close to the touchline as possible. See Barrett here. He got taken out a little bit on the way through by Kubeli as well, but probably lucky in a way that didn't result differently.
Well, that was in the air. Carreras was both feet off the ground there, but he played on. And the line-out's been pinched again by the Pumas. And they put it downtown. There's no one back there, and flying through is him off, but it finds touch up towards halfway.
It's a great kick from him off with not much angle there, Keith.
Yes, he's just striped it. Got the shock of his life when the ball came to him. Put the pick boots to great effect. An excellent clearance.
And it goes deep, and Smith picks it up beautifully. Oh, smashed in the tackle by Kremer.
Hold there.
Oh, collision and a half there at Bankwest Stadium. He bounces up off the deck, Smith. He's good to go.
Okay, wait.
Now Mo'unga goes high. It's an aerial raid from the All Blacks. It sits up for Barrett, though. Barrett rubbers ahead. Carreras is back there.
Stay on your feet. Good.
End to end. Here in Western Sydney,
Stay on your feet, boys.
these
Stay on
two
your
great
feet.
sides punching and counter-punching.
That's good. Now, eight. Now.
And I'll tell you what, it's a masterclass of halfback kicking. Kubeli, though, this time finds grass. Mo'unga using his feet, but runs into a couple of big men. Great hands to Moody. Moody throws the pass in behind. It's play on. It's a game of water polo out there.
It's very uncharacteristic here, but there's an opportunity here.
They have advantage. Do the All Blacks. Leonard Brown, Mo'unga. Taken in a ball and all tackle.
Nothing.
Coming through was Grondona, but it'll be
He thought the ball
a
was
scrum.
out. No advantage.
After
from the
all
knock-on.
that,
Yeah, I did too.
a scrum to the All Blacks.
Well, it's had some tempo. It's had a lot of movement, a lot of speed. There's been a bit of inaccuracy in the last 15 minutes from both teams, but in terms of handling errors, there hasn't been too many from the Pumas. They've played in the right part of the field, but I still have a sense that there's going to be a few turns in this last 18 minutes. There's a centre field scrum here. The All Blacks often like to have a setup where they have 4 on the left, 2 on the right-hand side, and really challenge the opposing defensive team. So I think that's what they'll go to here. Under pressure, that's what you need to do, don't you?
Yes, and they've got a new energetic halfback on there, the All Blacks. Brad Webber's come on. Aaron Smith has had a good game, but must have taken a little bit of a toll. It's been physical. We just saw that big hit that got put in on him, so he's come off. And look for Webber to use his pace and use his backing up abilities, especially up the middle.
McKenzie coming on as well, so got some fire in the back line, the All Blacks.
Well, they're real attacking players now on the field, aren't they, Mertz? Ian Foster's thrown everything at it, needs to score 2 tries. Argentina have been very difficult to breach.
Well, they're real broken play specialists, aren't they, the guys who have come on? And, you know, the game at times is losing some shape, which feels like it's working in the favour of the Argentinians. They're happy for the game to be disrupted, a bit of a street fight, you know. So some of those players, maybe that's the rationale behind that with McKenzie now as well.
And we spoke about the early in the game. We thought the fatigue may have dampened, obviously, the efforts and the opportunities for Argentina. That's certainly not the case. And this has been the response from the All Blacks. A smart choice, I think, in terms of going to the bench. These players will work well in broken field situations.
Set. Keep it up. Get it in. Good.
So Tutu breaks off the back and comes near side and makes 20 metres. Webber, quick ball to Whitelock. They've lifted the tempo, the All Blacks. This is fast play, fast recycling, and Ioane grasses it. It was there for Clark.
What do you got there, Best?
If Ioane could get the ball to him, but the pressure comes from the Pumas again.
Well, they had numbers, the All Blacks, just desperate to get it out there. A great run from Hoskins Tutu off the back of the scrum. Quick ball here, and I think Whitelock would have loved to have tipped this ball on because the next player was in space, and as you see, Ioane just desperately trying to get that ball as quickly as possible to Caleb Clark.
Yeah, he passed it before he'd caught it, hadn't he, Mertz? He knew he had to get that across his body. The heat was coming from outside in, and he could have put Caleb Clark away, but that was a really pleasing piece of attack there from the All Blacks. But again, just that little bit of accuracy which we expect to see from them is missing today.
And you know what it's like when you've made that ground and you're behind the defence, essentially, just through the hands. I didn't know why the ball had to go behind the All Black front runner. It went behind to Anton Leonard-Brown. I think that just soaked up the time. Maybe through the hands was a better option.
Set.
There you go, turnovers, 6 from the All Blacks. Just the 1 from the Pumas. in the second half.
Please, boys, don't argue, okay? Just what I want to see is the height up from both of you, okay? You're both the floor, height up, keep the binds up, okay? Okay?
Rod Cafe, your sideline, and you mentioned, do they dare to believe?
You want to move it across?
What's the feeling like there amongst the Puma players on the bench?
Well, there's a lot of nerves, and you can almost feel it in the stadium right now. It's a nervous time. The All Black fans, of course, are nervous. They're quiet. It's a beautiful sight, Griggs, I can tell you, but the Argentinian fans are on the edge of their seat. Everyone's excited by this.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
After no Test rugby for 402 days, the Pumas have come out firing. They're giving this a red-hot crack with less than 14 to play.
Reload, good.
In Western Sydney.
No.
Kubeli, again, just wants to put it into touch. Didn't quite find as many metres as he has previously.
Yeah, even the clearances, it's funny, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of tightness. They were flying over the halfway mark from both the halfbacks, and now the game's on the line and everything's just feeling a little bit more tense. And here's an opportunity for the All Blacks, and it'll be interesting to see. This is where the leadership, Whitelocks, your Sam Canes comes in. Win the ball where you need it.
Tutu brings it down. Taylor around the corner. Leonard Brown, unders line.
Good play.
Kane pick and go, makes good metres. And Sevilla, they want to go through the middle, the All Blacks. Taylor again. Manhandled by Petty. Laulala.
It's great defence from the Argentinians. Close quarters.
Yeah, hand-to-hand combat from the Pumas. They really like the tight stuff.
Okay, out now, 16. Well done.
Moody. Move up on Moody quickly, and they hold him up off the ground. Now he gets his knee on the deck.
Well done, yeah, well done, well done.
Weber.
Yeah, well done.
Whitelock just keeps lining up Sam Whitelock.
You got some quick ball there.
Moanga shifted it quickly, but the Pumas' defence holds strong. Here's Whitelock again, shifting it to Satutu. But Petty wraps him up this time.
Tackle release. Move 4. Yeah, well done.
Quick ball for Weber. Moody spinning. They're going to keep going same way. Moanga goes to put it in behind. It's been picked off, though, by Chocobares. And Orlando. They helped each other there. It was Chocobares getting the metres, though.
I thought Chocobares was in front of Orlando.
So the Pumas survive.
Good work.
And Sanchez goes downtown.
Okay.
Barrett looking to run it back. Clark shifting it along, changing the point of attack. Leonard Brown, Taylor out wide. And Satutu runs into
tackle release.
A big tackle from Carreras. Whitelock around the corner, out the back. Moody in the front line.
Yeah, the ball's
Once again, the All Blacks having to attack from halfway.
Really good defence, a really good defensive structure here from Pumas. They're committing just 1 or 2 at the tackle, getting their spacing right and coming up with the first up tackles.
Penalty advantage. Matera was over the top.
First. Elbows first.
Just put his elbows on the ground.
Straight onto it. No, straight onto your elbows. Excuse me. Excuse me, Thomas.
Thomas Cabelli getting a talking to there from Angus Gardner.
First.
They're just resolute in that tackle, aren't they? They make the hit, but then there's not the second shove from the ball carrier. The All Blacks are getting no extra purchase there, and so they're just hitting that wall. And they're struggling now to clear the ball cleanly and get that next phase going quickly and on the front foot.
It's just that first up tackling you're just seeing there from Petty. Just unbelievable strength and commitment to making sure they don't miss any tackles. Shoulders on, get them low and win that collision.
We're inside 10 minutes to play. The Pumas with a 12-point lead. Do they dare to dream? Leonard Brown, standing start. All Blacks committing the numbers.
Stay onside.
Sevilla across Tavae now on the field.
A really good carry there, needed that, and great tackle there.
Oh, Kramer got out of the line and put Sotutu on the ground. Kane having to run back at the angle. They wanted quick ball. Ioane looking to charge his way over. Not shirking the tough stuff. McKenzie looking to get his hands on the ball. He's elusive.
Number 3.
The quick ball coming now for the All Blacks. They've lifted it up again.
Some opportunities for Brad Weber in his running game.
McKenzie, couple of hands on the ball, loses it in the tackle, but will come back for the penalty. They just can't get that finishing touch, the All Blacks at the moment.
Number 3.
Cave, what about the injection there of Weber and also Damien McKenzie? There's real spark and speed and explosion around the edge of the ruck with both those players on the field.
Sure is, and you're right. As an old halfback, George, you can see it. As an old fly half, I can see it. Brad Weber's got so many little holes. If he picks up and goes, he'll go through the middle of them. He's thought about it once, twice. Unselfish player, Mertzies. He just wants to distribute, not jump out of the pattern.
Was just about to say he needs to pick that right moment and make it really count, and those gaps are appearing. There was an inside ball, could have gone from Sam Cane a little bit as well, so Argentina is getting out of the rucks, but getting out wide to take on these threats of Sotutu, leaving little holes, and Brad Weber just needs half a hole to make you pay.
Pablo Matera is a pest at the breakdown.
He's really good, really skillful. Like there's the body position, there's traditional make the tackle, low cut, get over the ball. Or just there, he's just stripped that out of Damien McKenzie. He's really looking to have a positive impact, and he leads from the front. And you can see he's not going to quit for this 80 minutes. He's got more in the tank.
So the cavalry comes onto the field for the Pumas in the front row. Medrano and Vivas. Bookends.
Crouch.
Watch for this quick channel 1 ball. Sotutu off the back. Going right.
Set. Oh my God. Okay, keep it up.
There it is. Sotutu, long pass to McKenzie. Can't find him. Goes straight into touch. McKenzie had oodles of space on his outside.
Come off, substitution.
Great call, Rod Kafer. Maybe you heard the call from the All Blacks on the field. You're quite close there, but absolutely. Sotutu quick off the back, and just a shame. He's a really good team man. He wouldn't want to be greedy, and I don't think either player outside thought he was going to get the pass thrown. I think they were going in for support.
And well won at the front. Bremer has not stopped all day. Sanchez.
Sam Whitelock still putting pressure on.
He has been outstanding all day, Sam Whitelock, but Sanchez again finding touch up over the 22. The All Blacks have to start again.
7 minutes remaining, and the All Blacks need to score obviously in the next couple. I don't know if they can leave it too late. Got to score twice.
Go to the front again. Weber. Moanga. Quick ball, Sotutu around the corner. Dragged down by Grondona. Another penalty advantage. The Pumas giving away lots of penalties. It could open up here for Rieko Ioane. Yes. It doesn't.
Some broken field here. This is a chance. Got the advantage. Brad Weber could just back himself a little bit here.
Clark. Again, they just tying up that offload, the Pumas. Sotutu again. And Petty driving over the top.
The All Blacks game's got very narrow. They want to go up the middle.
Hodgman on the field now.
Going nowhere there, boys.
Penalty.
Leave it, leave it. Yep. Go.
12 points the difference.
Okay, yep.
6 minutes to play. They tap and go. Sotutu driven back in the tackle. They go same way, the All Blacks. Moanga trying to get the hands free. Matera's over the top. Matera wins the turnover. Huge moment at Bankwest Stadium.
Andrew Mertens, what did you think of that decision for the quick tap?
Well, maybe 30 seconds before he did it, I was thinking, you know, the quick tap, keep them on the back foot, keep the Argentinians moving, don't let them get reorganised. But they kind of went past the point where they could do that, and suddenly it looked like nobody was expecting it. Sututu certainly didn't expect it. The Argentinian tackles have gone lower and lower. They're now flying at those knees, and then the second tackler comes in, and we saw that's what happened to Sututu, and opportunity lost.
Well, we're hearing that crowd getting into it. Talk about the 16th man. There's not a lot of them here, but they're making some great noise. They know they're on the cusp of something very special.
Sanchez finds touch.
Going to be a slow walk up. Matera actually goes hands on the ground in front of that. He was lucky to get away with it, but get away with it he did. Didn't they love it in the coaching box?
Oh, Juan Martin Fernandez Lobe jumping around in that box like he's still playing the game. The captain, he's been courageous today.
He was all blue steel there as well, wasn't he?
And wins the line out.
And a penalty by the looks.
The arm is out from Angus Gardner. Penalty advantage. These are huge moments. They win the penalty. Whistle goes.
In the air.
Less than 5 to play.
It's a long-range goal-kicking opportunity. Maybe Mertz. Who could kick it that far for them?
Is it Imhoff?
Emiliano Buffelli is not there. He is the man who normally would take these long-range goal kicks.
Sanchez has been hitting them pretty well tonight, to be fair.
Oh, he strikes them so well.
There's a bit of good carry there, and it soaks up another minute, doesn't it, having the shot?
True.
Sure does. It's the right decision. Look at the crowd. They've gone crazy.
Incredible scenes at Bankwest Stadium. Time is ticking down. This will take vital moments off the clock too for the All Blacks.
The South American celebrations taking me back a little bit to last year at Kamaishi. That amazing win by Uruguay over Fiji. Similar attitude, similar songs being sung. The garments waved around above the head. I've got that horrible feeling.
The closest they've ever been to winning a game against the All Blacks was way back in 1985, a draw. They've never beaten the All Blacks, Argentina. Nicolas Sanchez. Hits it well, hits it really well. The flags go up.
What a kick, what a kick. Talk about adrenaline, finding that extra 5 metres, he found it. Unbelievable kick from Nicolas Sanchez, and what a game he has had today.
We saw vision of Sanchez running laps of his house, 20 kilometres in isolation. Today, he has stood up on Bankwest Stadium. The Pumas looking to wind the clock down. The All Blacks 15 down. They need to score 3 times.
Yeah, it's good.
It's been won by the All Blacks at the breakdown. They're not dead yet.
Number 7, leave it. Back. Go.
They go quickly. Severe finds the captain. Kane throws it onto the ground. Here's Clark. If anyone can do anything on this field and create a bit of electricity, it's Caleb Clark. Whitelock, Moanga, Taylor has to reach back and catch that behind him. They're over the ball, Argentina. It pops out for Weber. Less than 2 to play. Severe shakes off the tackle, finds Taylor, inside to Weber, Weber grasses it. Orlando now with a chance to counter. The chip ahead, it sits up, it doesn't for him off. It's advantage to the All Blacks.
Back off Black.
It was back off Black in fact. The Pumas less than 90 seconds away from the biggest win in their history.
Stay up, stay up.
Sanchez will look for every metre. Goes high and long. McKenzie, a counter-attacking specialist. Clark. He's wrapped up by a blue and white jerseys. McKenzie in at first receiver. Kane. Again, Matera's over the ball. He's turned it over. The captain has done it again.
There's an opportunity down this right-hand side too. They might be finished with points.
The Pumas will now look to wind down the clock. There it is for Lezana. Sanchez, Orlando.
Tough line, great tackle from Anton Linnett-Brown.
He's thrown everything into it today, Orlando. There's Facundo Bosch. 20 seconds to go.
Put it down, put it down.
Been told to put it down.
Here it is.
There won't be enough time for this All Blacks team,
Play on.
however great they are. Laulala.
Okay, advantage, not back 10.
They have penalty advantage, the All Blacks. Ioane. The siren sounds. Clark. They still have penalty advantage, the All Blacks.
Nothing there.
We will come back.
Not 10 metres. Yep. Push, push. On the 10-metre line, boys.
The All Blacks go deep.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have voted for this Nicolas Sanchez as the player of the match.
Look at Mario Ledesma and the coach. It means so much to me. He's choking back the tears. What an effort.
This is going to be a huge victory for Argentina. The All Blacks win it at the front. Mo'unga, Linnett-Brown, Ioane. The Pumas want to restore pride in their line here. It's been knocked on. Penalty though again. It's not over yet.
No. Yep. Okay, go, Damien.
McKenzie goes quickly.
Not 10.
Again, penalty
21,
advantage.
not 10. Back on side.
A feeling
20.
of inevitability here for the All Blacks. Clark stepping, and Caleb Clark will score for the All Blacks. But it won't be enough. Argentina will win this one. The biggest victory in their history. They're celebrating. Caleb Clark will have the final say. Mo'unga to kick it.
Yeah, just an incredible finish there from Caleb Clark. Needed to, a little bit too late for this All Black team. But it's been just a courageous, and it's such a spirited defensive effort right from the beginning of the match and right through to the 80th minute. They're still defending their line like it mattered.
Exactly. The game's in the bag, and you know, the All Blacks had numbers out there to burn, and they still, the Pumas defence still scrambling and made it hard. The All Blacks almost botched that even at the end, and it took the ability of Caleb Clark, the power, the strength to get across the line. We haven't seen enough of him with space and going on the outside today. He's still been a handful, and it's good reward for him, but not enough times getting the ball in his hands, Caleb Clark.
So Mo'unga to kick the goal. He misses. A boil-over felt in Buenos Aires. Los Pumas, muy bueno. They win against the All Blacks.
Oh, wow. Piece of history. We've witnessed history here today at Bankwest. An incredible effort. We spoke about they hadn't played in 402 days. First game of 2020, were they going to run out of energy? Were they going to run out of steam? No, they just got better and better. They made one handling error throughout 80 minutes. It was such a polished and accurate performance, balanced with beautiful passion and precision. Outstanding, Andrew.
I just don't know how to sum it up. There was heart, there was courage, there was physicality and bravery. They've been absolutely fantastic today, the Pumas. Absolutely well earned. You cannot help but take your hat off to them.
Unbelievable effort from this Pumas side. 402 days since they played a test match. They've been in isolation for months on end, and they've created the biggest boil-over in their history.
And that man there, Andrew, Nicolas Sanchez, all the points for his team, beating the record that I suspect was probably set by Hugo Porter back in that 1985 draw, and that was all come by way of 3 points. Try today for Sanchez, 6 penalties. He missed that drop goal early on. I'm sure if there were other opportunities, he would have knocked those over as well, but he's been absolutely sensational, moving his team around the field as well as scoring the points.
Yeah, and also he spoke about the young players, the Chocobares, Delgui, and also Carreras. They just played without any fear. They played with, they backed their instincts, they backed their skill, and it was such an impressive performance by all the members. But I think you talk about Kubeli, you talk about Nicolas Sanchez, dictating and steering their team around the field. It was off the platform that their forwards showed with set piece, but also the tackle contest. A really, really polished performance, and they will get better. That's the scary thing. They're going to get better. That's their first game of the Tri-Nations. They've been training for a long period of time for this match, and we know they will get better.
There are real tears on the field here at Bankwest Stadium in Western Sydney. Real tears from this Pumas side. They've created history. Who would have thought 80 minutes ago? Well, they did. Pablo Matera did.
Matera was an absolute beast, wasn't he? Huge today, over the ball, with the ball, tackling. His back row mates the same. Kramer was absolutely just belligerent, wasn't he? Huge, huge defence. The big boys up front that were, you know, putting in the yards and the scrums and then getting out and making a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown, coming in with gang tackling. There will be some very, very sore bodies in that New Zealand camp tonight. That was a very physical match.
There's a real captain's knock from Pablo Matera. And we heard him earlier say, like, hey, they can't say that because they've got to show some respect. We were talking about how he has to have the ability to stay balanced, keep the passion there, but don't go over the top. And he was just right in the perfect storm in terms of his ability to play on that edge of passion. Great performance by him and his team.
And what a moment for Ledesma, Mario Ledesma, isn't it? He played against the All Blacks himself. He came close on a couple of occasions, and you know, to guide this team, through to this performance has been sensational for him.
Well, let's get some reaction with Rod Kafer.
Sam Cane, tough, spirited performance from Argentina and from the All Blacks. An awesome test match.
Yeah, it was very tough. Full credit to Argentina. They came out from the first whistle right to the 80th with what I thought probably a little bit more intent and urgency than us. They beat us to the breakdown off the line, and they thoroughly deserved their win tonight.
And I think it was their defence as well. They had a wall of defence. They tackled low and tackled well. Yeah, they did. They just kept coming, and they put their bodies in front, defended really well, and we struggled to get continuity and put them under pressure with ball. I would have thought there was a lot of kicking in the game, probably some opportunities. You normally take those, maybe today just a few missed. Yeah, look, well, I'd have to have a look to comment on that one, but yeah, a lot of errors from us and poor discipline. It's not a condition you've been used to very often. 2 losses in a row. The team will bounce back, we know that. Yeah, look, we'll have to. You know, we've got a bye week over here, but we'll be working hard during that week to make sure this doesn't happen again. Sam, always good to speak to you. Thanks again for today. Cheers, thank you. Also joining me will be Pablo Matera, the winning captain. How does it feel?
It's a big day for Argentina rugby today. There's a lot of guys that put on this jersey before us and work really hard. So this is a big day for all the rugby of Argentina.
It was a hard struggle to get here. The team endured a lot. How nice does it feel to have already gone through the pain to get the reward?
We're used to this. Everything is hard in Argentina. And at the moment, it's one of the toughest times in our country. So we want to show our people that if you fight and if you work hard, you get what you fight for. So we just want to make proud our people down there.
For you, those last few moments, teams in front, you have to turn the ball over. You get your hands on it and you do it. Must have made you very proud.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a big effort from all our guys, all the defense. We were really disciplined. We tackled hard. We feel comfortable without the ball, and I think that's why we win today.
Pablo, congratulations on a great victory.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Incredible pictures, incredible celebrations, George, from this Argentinian side. You heard the emotion in Pablo Matera's voice then.
Yeah, he was referring to the players who've gone before him and worn that jersey and come close. They've played in Rugby World Cup semi-finals. They've done incredible things, but they've got close but never been the cigar to smoke, so to speak, playing against the All Blacks. But what a moment, and it means so much to him and his players here representing his country.
Nicolas Sanchez, you spoke about him before, Andrew Mertens. As a fly half, as a leader of your team back in the day, what did he achieve today?
Well, that was monumental performance from Sanchez. I mean, I know we'll look at the 25 points that he scored, but, you know, and it was important for him to keep the scoreboard ticking over as the goal kicker, but just his involvement, his composure, you know, obviously his own actions led to this try for himself. He you know, support from his mate Boon-Me there with, as you said, the ball coming off the shin. But he just kept the Argentinian forward pack going forward. He kept, you know, popping up as the glue when the movement threatened to break down a few times. You know, this was a really important thing, just keeping their confidence up by, you know, giving them reward for all their hard work. Matera said there, you know, we worked really hard, we felt composed, we felt comfortable. Without those kicks going over, it was a lot more, there was a lot more pressure on Argentina, so he's just been huge.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and we spoke about it at half-time. They need to keep scoring, tries ideally, but keep the scoreboard going, keep the pressure on the All Blacks, because they're making some uncharacteristic errors, and they didn't get into their rhythm. They were forced to do that. So when you're defending how they were one-on-one, and you're also controlling possession, controlling field position, which he was instrumental in doing, it makes it really, really tough. And that was such a polished performance, not only by him, but also the entire team.
There were some men who played their first test in a Pumas jersey today, Chocobares, Rondona, and Cinti as well, and it must be a proud feeling for them also.
It's a huge moment, and as their captain Pablo Matera said, you know, they're thinking of all the work that went in from previous Pumas who got close but didn't get over the line in terms of a win against the All Blacks. And, you know, as he said, Argentinian rugby will be cherishing this, but that's a dream come true for the likes of Santiago Chocobares, which, you know, one of those names you want to say every 20 seconds in a commentary, isn't it?
Pre-match, we saw Thomas Kubeli, who was emotional in the interviews pre-match. They'd worked so hard just to get to this point. To come away with a victory is unbelievable. Yeah,
it's unbelievable, but it just shows you the growth in Argentinian rugby, not just with this group, but over a period of time. We're going back to the 2015 World Cup, 2019, 2007 they made semi-finals. They've really grown, and that stereotype, which is that they scrum and they do line-outs and that erratic rugby or that unstructured rugby, that's what they like to play. Now, they showed a real polished performance. I'm looking at these stats. Like, you haven't played in 402 days and you make one handling error and every other piece of your game was rock solid. That's how much this rugby nation has grown over a period of 10 plus years.
Quite incredible. Where does this leave the All Blacks, Andrew? It's 2 losses and a draw to start their year.
Well, as Sam Kane said, they've got a bye, but they're going to work hard. They'll take some time to get over this because it was a very physical game, and they'll be conscious, you know, the reaction of going out and training hard straight away because it's your first ever loss to a team. I mean, they won't be able to do that. They've got to let the guys recover. And they've got, you know, a week to watch the Pumas play against the Wallabies next week. Then they go up to Newcastle and take them on, and they'll have to have improved their game, the All Blacks. They've got to work very hard on some of the detail of their game. And, you know, how do you get through a defence like this? They were just getting no traction at all with their attack.
Yeah, a historic day here at Bankwest Stadium. A boil over for Los Pumas. The Argentinian side victorious over New Zealand. 25 points to 15. Their first win over the All Blacks in their history.